So we're basically here ready to start our journey through Mount Moon. I did a little grinding and I did switch up the team a bit. So we got Pidgey, Rattata, Geodude, Butterfree, Beedrill, and then Spearow. I was like, I almost forgot the names. It'd be a lot easier if we could actually see the images of them. But yeah, I did a little bit of grinding, got everyone up to at least level 14. And I want to make sure that we tackle all the trainers that we can here and get all of the items that we can. I know Mount Moon is actually pretty small and compared to some of the other caves. And it's not overly difficult, but I want to like just get everything out of the way because once we reach Cerulean City, we're not going to be able to return here. And we were here for like 10 seconds. We already got poison. But I left Noah just because I don't think Noah's going to be very useful through this. Also, Noah's at level 16, so I'd rather get everyone else leveled up. But other than that, because I know I think we're gonna face, yeah, like bug-type trainers, rock-type trainers. I think there's someone with a Bulbasaur in here too, if I'm not mistaken. I think I remember that. But we already have 2 flying types, so that should work out just fine. And now I'm starting to regret it considering I forgot that Kakuna would use Harden again and again. Yeah, fire type would have been a lot faster, but honestly, it's not a huge deal. I don't think there's many bug type trainers here. But either way, I mean, we pretty much got it covered. But I want to get, because I'm trying to think, Cerulean City, I'm still trying to figure out what our strategy is going to be because we don't really have any sort of, we don't really have anything to go against. Besides, I mean, we have bug types, but they don't have anything that could be useful. Butterfree has Confusion, which isn't gonna do much. I guess it'll be sort of a backup. Dwayne won't be used at all, obviously. Roach knows Hyper Fang now, so that could be useful. Chickadee has Peck, which isn't gonna do anything. Who else? Beedrill, who I eventually need to rename. That's Buzzkill. Beedrill has Fury Attack, which isn't gonna do much. Because I'm not overly concerned about it, because I think Goldeen is what the trainers have in the gym, but like Misty is gonna get the Staryu and Starmie, which Staryu is already, can be something to like really mess you up if you're not prepared. The Starmie, I'm very concerned about. That's where it's like, this can be, if I'm like not careful, like it can be a run killer, and I'm not even exaggerating with that. Because even just in my Fire Red playthroughs, like if I, even if it wasn't a Nuzlocke, like, and I would recruit whoever I could and whoever was available to me. I don't know why I'm going this way. I meant to go the other way. Even if I did have everything available to me, it's still hard if you take the Fire Starter, because I think the only viable option at that point would be to catch Pikachu. And even then, if you don't level up that Pikachu enough, like, you can be screwed. Even then, I remember getting my butt kicked with the Pikachu just because I was not leveled up enough, and unfortunately, the levels in that area, like, you really have to grind that area, which I'm probably going to do next time. Because Nugget Bridge helps a little bit, but especially since the Versus Seeker doesn't exist in this gen, it's really just a hard grind that you really have to just, you know, you really just have to prepare yourself for that. So I think for that, I'm just preparing in a sense. I don't even know what team I'm going to use. Because I think we can get an Oddish. I'm almost positive we can get an Oddish, which is going to be our best bet. If we don't get an Oddish, I'm not sure. I'm honestly stuck with what we're going to end up doing. Because at this point, the Starmie is really gonna screw us up. I did not expect to be struggling this early on, but yeah, Clefairy is kind of a pain. Okay, let's not do that. Come on, Roach. But yeah, like Roach might be our only option just because of the Hyper Fang, but there's no hard effectiveness on there. So I want to switch these two. It's not really gonna offer much. I mean, it's like a hardcore move, but I don't know how much that's gonna affect Starmie, honestly. I can try and see, because I think Starmie is a level 20? 21 maybe? So we're all at level 14, like we're gonna have to do a hard grind at this point. But yeah, I think Harley, Chickadee are gonna be our kind of, I don't want to say backups, they're basically gonna be part of our team for the gym leader. Obviously Noah's not taking part at all. We got Roach is gonna be part of it, Dwayne's not taking part at all. Bug types, like we can get away with using the bug types. I doubt Beedrill is going to be of any use, considering the only attack is basically Fury attack, which is going to do nothing. Do we want to go down here? You know what, let's just go down. Because I think we just get an item, if I'm not mistaken. But we're kind of in a stuck position because, like, even if we got a Zubat, we could try to get some Hypnosis off on it, but we didn't. So our strategy is basically just trying to, like, I can't even say what the strategy is. We're basically using moves that are just effective. The Oddish would definitely be helpful. It's just getting to that point. Lovely. Okay, I didn't account for the Sandshrew. So we've Roach. Okay, we got bug types. I'm trying to remember. Because I can't use a flying type. And I use a bug type. This is so sad, me just not knowing type matchups. But Sabe knows Confusion, which is basically a lifesaver if we need someone who, like, just has overall coverage. But the defense on them is god-awful, so I have to make sure that I know I'm not gonna run into a problem. Because you got, like, one of the strongest moves on the weakest Pokemon, which is really sad, but we are taking the moves as they come, because our chance of getting an Abra, I don't want to say it's 0, but it's gonna be hard. Okay. I don't trust the levels. I don't think, yeah, I think Hyper Fang was like level 13, so I don't think this one has Hyper Fang. But, I mean, we might as well get the levels where we can, honestly. I'm not wildly concerned about, like, leveling everyone up here, because I just want to make sure we're not taking any unnecessary risks. But in this case, it's like, we're gonna be in for a long grind after this. Zubat. Okay. Sure, we'll just stay in. Dwayne doesn't know any rock-type moves yet, so that's, like, I'm just relying on the defense, really. So if I could keep Dwayne as, like, just a switch-in, because all of mine, or at least the bug types, they don't have very good defense. So it's kind of a backup just in case I need someone to you know, take the blow or anything. But right now, I think we're pretty okay. I feel pretty solid about our team in general. In terms of the gym leader, I don't feel comfortable at all. But that's just kind of how we're going to have to do it. And after that, I think Lieutenant Surge. At that point, we have a rock type, so I'm not worried about that. We can even get a Diglett there, which I'm most definitely going to do, because that's going to be helpful, having a ground type. I mean, like, Geodude already kind of covers us, but it's always good to have that pure ground type. But also depending on what when we learn certain moves, too, because I still don't know what moves we learn when, and especially since this is the first gen, I don't know what moves were only introduced in the 3rd gen onward. So my brain might be thinking, oh, we're gonna learn certain moves at this time when we actually aren't. So I want to be prepared for that. Oh yeah, we're definitely not playing this game. Okay, yeah, Magnemite is a pure electric type at this point. So... that was also a big surprise to me because I couldn't remember what typeage Magnemite was when I was playing Gen 3 games. And I was very confused, and I don't know why I kept forgetting. But eventually because I would always use fire types against it. It will always be effective, and then it hit me later. I'm like, oh yeah, because they changed the typing from just electric to electric steel, and it just didn't hit me until later. But I know for a fact that it did not change until Gen 3, obviously, because steel type wasn't introduced until 2. Voltorb. Oh, we'll stick with this. But in that case, it's also, yeah, the type. I don't think many, Gen 1 Pokemon were changed, like, in terms of typeage. I actually can't think of many offhand besides Magnemite and Magneton. I could be totally wrong. Those are the two that just come to mind. But that definitely offered another weakness, I'll just say. So at this point, we don't have any rock-type moves, but Dwayne is bulky enough that we can kind of deal with that. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to get all of the items that I can. Because, like I said, we can't come back here once we leave. At least not for a long time. Yeah, I kind of would have preferred... I guess I can't say I would have preferred to get a Zubat, because either way, we're probably going to get a Zubat eventually. It's unlikely that we wouldn't run into one. But yeah, for just this gym fight, I would have preferred a Zubat, but either way, we're pretty much gonna get a Zubat eventually anyway. It's just getting past this gym leader. And even like I said, like even when playing Fire Red, if you weren't prepared for that gym, you were pretty much screwed. Even with like, I think, yeah, I did have a Pikachu. I think I also had... I had a Bulbasaur for one of the playthroughs. And I'm trying to remember who else I had. I had a Kadabra, actually. And try as I might, I could not get past Misty with that Kadabra. And I think we were at level, like, 18? If I'm not mistaken. So it's like, we weren't that far off, but it's like, even with the Kadabra, like, obviously, because I think Starmie is Water Psychic, but that's, like, the only option I had, because I think they knocked out my Pikachu pretty early on, and I think even trying to, like, save Pikachu for Starmie, it would just get knocked out right away. Which was more of a pain than anything. So just trying to, like, get past Misty without, you know, grinding was very, very difficult. So it's gonna, you know, it's gonna happen. We're gonna have to deal with it. Did I already face you? I did, right? Yeah. Okay. But I honestly, it's always in the beginning, it's a pain in the butt. I think Misty, if you're not starting with a Bulbasaur, Misty is, like, ridiculously overpowered. I'm not gonna lie, that Water Pulse is really strong. I don't know if it's the same moveset here as in Fire Red. But yeah, that moveset that they had is very difficult to combat, even with effective moves. If you don't have a grass type, like even having an electric type, you're kind of screwed with the Water Pulse, just because it's that strong. So, and at that point in the game, if you didn't start with the Bulbasaur, you really don't have many options, honestly. And if you're playing a Nuzlocke, like, good luck, because it's just by chance that you get what you need. So I think with us, it's just over leveling. That's probably going to be the option that we have. Because honestly, Oddish is not a bad choice, but I don't know what moves that Oddish will learn. Because I think I'm probably gonna have to level up at least to level 20 to get past Misty. So I think by that point, I think Oddish evolves into Gloom pretty early on. I might be wrong about that. But what I'm afraid of is that even if I do get an Oddish, I'm afraid that the only moves it'll learn is like Absorb and that's it. Which, it's better than nothing, but it's honestly not gonna do much, especially if Misty decides to heal. So with something like that, we just gotta be prepared for like the long game. If we get, I think it learns Poison Powder, if I'm not mistaken, or something along those lines. If we could paralyze it, poison it in any sense, that'll definitely be helpful. But we may have to play the long game in that case of just like healing, you know, of just constantly healing. And with that, it's, you know, it's definitely, it would be the long game, definitely, but we want to make sure that even if we need to switch out something that can't really deal with it, at least in that case, we can be sure, like, it's poisoned and that, you know, even with the healing, like, we might get a chance to knock it out quickly enough. If that makes any sense. But yeah, like, the, Poison Powder would definitely be useful. I think even, I think Caterpie learns Sleep Powder at some point. I think that actually comes up pretty early on, I'm at least hoping. Because in that case, if we can get that off, like, if we can get that off, like, really early, I think that would definitely be useful. What did we get? What is TM1? What is TM... What is this one? Bide, okay. I just wanted to see what these were. Water gun, okay. We're eventually gonna need a solid water type too. Mega Punch. I don't think we need to use any of these right now, but I would like to heal. Where is my potion? I didn't bring a lot of potions. That was my mistake. I thought I bought a lot more potions than I actually did. So, Jesus. And I don't really want to use up all my repels right now, just because I'm kind of... Unlike Fire Red, where you can just do the Versus Seeker and make money again and again, I have kind of limited funds here. So, and that's fine. Like, I'm not... It's not a huge deal. So I'd rather just save it for, like, potions, especially because it's going to be an issue later on where I'm using potions a lot more regularly. So for now, it's not... Yeah, it's not a big deal. All I'm trying to do, especially here, is that I am trying to use my lesser... The Pokemon I know I'm not going to use as much. That is not something I wanted to see. Like, I want to use the bug types here because I know I'm not going to use them much in the next battle, so... Wait, we need something else. Yeah, I know that I'm not going to use them much for a little while, so I might as well level them up where I can. But god, the Hyper Fang really does scare me. Like, that's... I don't know why it's so overpowered here. But I guess, like, otherwise you wouldn't... Yeah, by using that, you wouldn't really have any viable moves besides, like, Tackle. Because at this point, like, if I, you know, get Eradicate, like, I can see myself getting pretty far with Eradicate. Just from Hyper Fang alone. But in that case, it's also still a normal type, so not many weaknesses, but also there's not... It provides good coverage just in case I need. Just in case there's a situation in which, like, I am not effective against anything, or even if I have a lot of weaknesses. So I'm honestly fine with just having that on the side. I forgot to switch out. I need to do that. But yeah, I'm fine with having that as, like, a side thing, just in case. I'm definitely not putting a bug type at the front. Maybe it seems silly to put a flying type at the forefront, but... Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, that's probably not a good idea, because I'm pretty sure this person has rock types. So... we're gonna switch out. Yeah, I think this person has rock types. Just because I don't know when they learn rock moves, and I don't feel like taking the chance. Because at this point, like, the team I have right now, they could just knock me out with any sort of rock type move. But then again, it's like, right now we're higher level, and we don't even have a rock type move. I don't know why that didn't click with me. So, didn't mean that. Nope. I think we're pretty safe right now, overall. Yeah, just where we're at. I'm not wildly concerned. So I guess as we go on and find out, you know, what levels ours level up and learn certain moves, I guess that'll be a good enough judge. Because I honestly thought the levels in here were going to be a little higher than they were, so I guess I kind of over-leveled. But I'd rather be over-leveling than under-leveling. Especially in a place like this where it's kind of hard to get away. Oh, we just learned Poison Powder, okay. Yeah, the Poison Powder is definitely... I could see that being our saving grace at the next battle. Oh, that was critical hit. I was like, Onyx can hit us pretty hard if it knows any solid moves. Yeah, that Poison Powder. But I don't remember the percentage, the accuracy, which could cause problems if that Starmie hits strong enough, and it's not like I could just, you know, reset and it'll just work out, you know? I thought there was an item up here. It's not like I could just reset and then go from there. So it's like I got, like, maybe one chance to get off that Poison Powder before I'm... Oh, no, I don't like this. Okay, this is the best... I think this is the best scenario. Have Dwayne lead with this, because Hyper Fang can definitely mess us up. I did not... A level 16 when everything else was level 10? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like this. This is... I mean, this is our best defense, so it's not like we can really do anything. But we don't have anything that's effective, and we only have tackle. So we can only just take it as it is. But, I mean, I'm pretty comfortable. I'm pretty confident. I don't like the tail whips. But yeah, you level 16. Hyper Fang. No, 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 no. I literally can't switch out. Like, that's not gonna be an option. I will heal after this. I don't think I could switch out. Yeah, I'm already taking risks. I really can't afford that because Dwayne is kind of my oh, Rock Throw, thank God. Dwayne is kind of my go-to for defense at this point, and considering all of my others are basically weaklings, I'm not taking chances with that. So, we're gonna keep leading with Dwayne just because it's the safest option. We'll switch out, we'll lead with different ones depending on what we find. But my goal right now is all I want is just to... is literally just to get through here unscathed. And it must be different as you go on the levels in here, because as I was grinding, it was like all level like 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we're getting like level 12s. I didn't realize that before, that it would actually change the further you got. But also there's different levels in the cave, so I guess that makes sense. But yeah, it didn't really hit me right away. Because I don't think I usually grind in here. Obviously, I don't usually have... Like, by the time I usually get here, I don't have a large team anyway. But I want to use different things that I normally wouldn't. Just for the experience. See, like, you know, try something new. Are we almost out? I think we're almost out, yeah. Oh yeah, we get the fossil too. I didn't think about that. Dome or Helix? Probably Helix. I used to always go for Dome. So I think going for Helix would be nice. Funnily enough, I never actually used the fossil Pokemon in playthroughs. It's just at that point I was already all trained up, but that might actually be a solid choice to use. Because what is Almanite? I think that's a... Is that a pure water type or a water rock type? Because that's like hard water rock type. That would be like 4 times effective with the grass, so I'd have to watch, but I don't think there's any grass types that I would be at risk for. At least, like, at that point in the game, I don't think I'd really have to be too concerned. Because there's only one grass-type gym, and I don't think there's grass types in the Elite Four besides blue, and that's not really going to be an issue as long as I have a fire type. So, it might not matter that much, honestly. I just want to get out of this cave! I think... Is there a hidden item over here? There is in Fire Red. Yeah, hell yeah. I remember little things. As I get further in the game, it gets harder. It gets harder for me to remember, but like Ooh, a Clefairy. That would have been an interesting encounter, honestly, because their encounter rate is so low. I don't know what I would do with another normal type, though, so probably wouldn't be for the best. Okay, I think this is the last battle, and then we can choose our fossil. I'll take it. Okay, Grimer I was not expecting. I honestly, playing, I'm gonna say that Grimer is probably my least favorite opponent. Just because when I used to play, I would never get, oh, don't disable, okay. He was like, I need my confusion, I don't really have anything effective against you. And that used to be, the issue that I had, because, when I would play casually as a kid, I would never get a psychic type. So when it came to facing poison types, it would always be a problem. Like, I would always struggle with that. Where is Dwayne? Yeah, it would, all the time, always be a problem. So once I started using Kadabra as a main on my team, I was like, wow, why didn't I do this earlier? This is so much better. But I would always just use my favorites, which is a, you know, solid strategy, but that was also the point where I would use my starter and only my starter, so I'd have, like, a level 70 Charizard by the time I reached the point of, like, having only... where you would normally have, like, level 30 to 35. So I don't think that was a good strategy on my part. Coughing. Let's go back. But yeah, that was only... That was only when I was, like, really, really young, when I first got the game. Fire Red was my first game, so when I would play, like, casually like that, it would just be my starter and that was it. Okay, I think we've reached the end of this Stun Spore. Okay, delete it. Yeah, I normally wouldn't. You know, I'm gonna keep Tackle. Because String Shot is overall not really gonna help us in the upcoming battles. It kind of delays the inevitable. Okay, what do we got? The Helix Fossil, yeah. Let's do Helix this time. I just want to get through! Let me in! Let me out! Oh my god. Oh my god, thank god. We got through the cave without any casualties. There were several times that made me nervous. But what I want to do right now, before we end, I actually want to get an encounter. See what we can get. Because I think Ekans is one of them. I can't remember what else is over here, so it'll be a surprise. Okay, we have one. We get one more chance. No, can't escape! What do you mean? Get out of my way. Rat wants to get in my way right now. Okay. You know what? Let me get someone else to lead. Just because I feel like Dwayne might accidentally kill something. It's totally possible that we don't get an encounter this time due to Dupe's Claws. Damn it! Okay, fine. No encounter this route. That's okay. We gotta focus on grinding for a bit anyway, so I think that's what we're gonna focus on for next time, is just the... I'll probably grind a bit. Ooh, color palette change. Love that. Easier on the eyes. Yeah, I think we'll stop, grind a bit, and then try and figure out what we're gonna do with Nugget Bridge, and maybe we'll tackle Cerulean Gym. I don't know if that'll be in the same episode, but I would definitely like to try. But for now, we're just gonna grind up a bit, so. Till next time.